All right, let's talk about discipline. All right, so here's the deal. Discipline is so necessary, and it may sound so obvious, obviously, but it's so necessary to have discipline when you want to achieve whatever goal you want to achieve. And a prime example of this, a personal example for you, is for myself. With my business, yeah, I have to be disciplined, right? To get up early, you guys obviously know I did a video on getting up early and why you should get up early. I get up early because it benefits me to get more things done. It's part of my lifestyle and it also makes things more fluent in my life. And it takes discipline in the beginning, and then you eventually gradually, get used to it. To start a business, you have to be disciplined. To start any type of business, it doesn't matter what it is, e-commerce, a construction company, which, my father did, or, if you want to get into real estate, or if you want to start a flower store or a convenience store or buy a gas station or whatever, real estate, it's discipline, right? So, a good analogy, I love analogies. A really good analogy I think I could relate this to is to working out. If you are overweight and you know that you're overweight and you don't want to accept it, but you kind of have to because you are overweight. In order to lose weight, you have to be, working out at least a half an hour to an hour, working out and intensely too. And just, building up the intensity as you go to lose that weight. That requires discipline. If you don't have any discipline, you're not going to really go far. That's just the deal. That's the fact. You have to have the discipline to order to just start. Actually, that's the big thing. Is just to actually start the process, and then to continue the process is the key, and that requires discipline. Discipline is used in every aspect of our lives, but most importantly, when we want to get our stuff done and reach our goals and dreams. Before I started waking up early every morning, I didn't have this discipline. Even at the start, when I, was waking up every morning, I, would sometimes sleep in late, but now I don't. At the beginning, it took a lot of discipline. And there's times where I still do want to sleep in, but because sometimes I stay up till 11 o'clock working on my business, talking to brands and trying to get the legalities situated. Editing and coding on my website, planning things out, so that's the deal. It takes discipline. This is just a side note for you. The hardest thing about any idea or anything that you're trying to build or any goal that you're trying to reach is the process. That's the hardest thing. The idea and the understanding and the concept of it is super easy to understand. It's totally attainable. It's just the process of doing it. How far are you willing to be committed to achieving what you want to achieve in whatever you're doing? I've noticed that for myself. Being 21, I'm not living a lifestyle that an average 21-year-old, I guess, in standards, lives. I don't drink anyways. But I don't go out, even before the pandemic. I used to hang out with my friends a lot more, but with the pandemic, I'm not. But even after this pandemic, I'm not. I want to socialize. It's very important. It's very healthy too. But, even now, man, literally every day I work. You obviously know I work in the construction field for my father's company. But as soon as I get home, I am disciplined enough to go ahead and add an extra 5 hours after a 12-hour shift a day in the construction field. So I work for 12 hours in a day. Sometimes it's the average 8 hours, but sometimes it's 12 hours in a day because we got to get the projects done. And I enjoy that work. I really do. I do love doing construction, which I'm very thankful. I found a passion of that. But I also found my other passion, which is what I'm doing with my business, my online store, e-commerce and stuff. And I always love the computers. And to have the discipline to come back from a 12-hour or even 8-hour shift day in the construction field, and then come back and immediately work on the website on my business for I don't know 4 or 5 hours every day, 5 days a week. It takes a lot of discipline. You gotta obviously enjoy what you do, and I do enjoy it. Otherwise, it wouldn't be fun, and I wouldn't be motivated and have the discipline to do it. So that's the deal. You gotta love what you do as well. But and also on the weekends, I don't know. Like, I literally work on the weekends too. Not in the construction field, but on my business, because it's like my kid to me. It's like I don't know. This ties into discipline. When you are, when you're hungry, right? When you're actually hungry for food, right? You're starving. You haven't eaten in how many hours or whatever, and you're really hungry. Well, take that feeling and put that feeling towards something you want to achieve. That's what it's like for me. I'm starving for my business to grow. Now, yes, I want the money and the financial freedom, and a nice vehicle and stuff like that, and some other things. But that's nice. That's really nice. I will say that. I'm not gonna turn that down for sure. But I will say that I do enjoy what I'm doing, and I want my business to grow, not for just the money, but just overall, because I love what I'm doing, and that's the most important part. And you got to be disciplined for that. People live above their means, and that's why they are where they are. I mean, you have complete, total control over your lifestyle, what you can afford, what you can't afford, how rich and wealthy you are. And it's a fact. I mean, it's a fact. I can't stress it enough. It really is. I mean, you could become a millionaire. It's your choice. I mean, if I don't become a multimillionaire, it was my choice, and it's my fault. But I strive for it. I don't know if it's going to be, I think eventually, I mean, it's kind of ignorant to say, but I really do think eventually I will be, because of, you got to have the discipline and the mindset. But I also believe what I'm doing is, in my plans for the future are, it's inevitable. Because, I look at other businesses that are growing and that are small, and it's like, why can't I do that? And that's the deal. Anyways, I just figured I'd just elaborate on this topic. I'm going to do another video, actually. I just made that decision. I'm going to do another video on this topic and go into even more detail about it. It's super important, and I want to bring some more value to you and just enlighten and highlight, how discipline really is important. So with that being said, guys, I thank you so much for your time, for joining in, and hopefully listening to the whole video to this point. And so I'll talk to you guys soon, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay true, stay happy, stay sane, stay motivated, stay positive. I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya.